And now I think I'm right side up. Anyways, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Taylor, and I'm painting a mistake. I painted a painting for my friend Katie. She didn't love it, so I'm going to try and fix it. The painting will be here. Boom! By the, power of the internet and editing or something. And she didn't like the fact that it was way too close up. And she wanted the baby to have sunglasses on it, because babies wear sunglasses. Anyways, she wanted a dragon painting of a baby wearing sunglasses in a castle tower. So I'm going to try to do that. She wanted to be a little more like some of the other paintings I did for her. And I'm going to show you those. Edit now. And I'll try and, get something a little bit closer to that. The first thing I'm going to do is sketch a baby on this thing. And I'm going to switch the camera angle and figure out if I can get it aiming straight down at this thing. Yeah, as you can tell, this is a well-polished channel. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I've been doing this forever. Thank you to all 6 of you that are watching this right now. Anyways, I'll be right back with a different camera angle, if I can figure that much out. Hey, welcome back. Hi again. Hi. Yeah, here's the paper. It's some kind of hot press watercolor paper. I think it's probably a Fabriano brand. Yeah, basically hot press just means it's nice and smooth. Cold press will give you some texture, and rough press will also give you some texture. I sometimes kind of like that, but for today we're going, for this. Also, I realized I forgot my reference material, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I promise you I will not keep using those stupid little transition things from iTunes every time I take a break. And I also promise I will learn how to give a thumbs up. I lie a lot though, so we'll see. Anyways, hi guys, I'm back. I have the reference material on my iPad, off to the side, outside of the screen. You don't need to see it, and it'd be a weird angle to try and show it to you anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna dive right in. Now, I'm just gonna do the turret. Well, and start really roughly. My sketches are always kind of rough at the very best. I like seeing pencil marks. I like seeing sort of imperfections in the final product, and I like knowing something was made by hand. I have a great respect for photorealistic artists. It's just not my jam. I like texture and flavor and stuff and things. So, the image is going to be pretty central. One of the issues that was a problem with the last painting is, the baby looked a little more vampire-ish or Dracula-ish or demonic than dragon, so I'm going to try and figure that one out. The kind of hard thing is I do like it, obviously trying to capture a likeness. And that's a little tricky in this case because, well, I'm trying to transform the kid into a dragon, and also, parents out there, don't hate me for this, but all babies kind of look alike, and they're all vaguely terrifying. So, the terrifying thing has nothing to do with their looks, really. It's just kind of true. Ask any of your single friends. Babies are some scary, scary little things. They're fragile and breakable and loud and everything all at the same time. So, one of the things I'm going to try and do to, differentiate from the last time, and again, I don't tend to do a lot of background stuff. I like the texture, and I like, the idea of the marks telling the story and trying to keep it fairly simple. But I am going to add some unhappy little trees in the background. I'm kidding, Katie. They're all very happy because why wouldn't they be? That said, I'm not sure Katie's actually going to watch this video, but I can be an optimist and hope. So there's a sort of very rough, very, very, very rough version of Dragon Baby. The turrets will be kind of here. and then some bricky things here. I'll figure it out as I start painting. Next, I'm going to kind of put my palette together. I don't want to kind of keep this area too strong as a vertical because it would really split the piece up and look a little funky. So I'm going to try and do my best to minimize that. As far as making a palette goes, look, old Chinese food takeout containers and random acrylic paints because yes, I paint in watered down acrylic. I like painting wet on dry, so I use acrylics because once they're dry, they tend to set, and I can paint over them and do more translucent layers. Watercolor, you can kind of reactivate it when it gets wet again, and I don't dig that. I'm gonna use a little bit of fluorescent pink. I don't know how it's going to show up on the camera. One of the problems with that image I showed you earlier was the scan of it really dulls out the pink. Come on, you stupid. There we go. And I'm going to try not to swear on this video for the children because they are our future, our innocent future. And I'm sure a ton of them are going to watch this for as long as it takes me to paint this thing. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I might cut it down and do a fast forward montage through some of this. I'm not really sure. Or I just might kind of keep going until it's done. I will stop and wait for things to dry at some point. I'm not going to keep rambling while everything is wet because nobody wants that. And you may have noticed I kind of have very different brands that I paint with. I'm not a brand snob. I buy the colors I like, and I go from there. And so I just kind of wet, and I'm going to start. And I'm probably going to mess up. But that's okay. You can mess up too. You just turn those unhappy little trees into even unhappier little trees. That's my Bob Ross wisdom for the damn day. Anyways. So what I like about wet media like this is like it can be very rough at this stage. And I will probably ink an outline using a Sharpie or something at the very end to really emphasize that this is sort of a turret. But again, what I don't want is this area right here to look too harsh because I think there's a very real chance that I'll overpower things as a composition if I do that. So I'm just going to kind of wing things like this and let this blend a little bit to kind of weaken that horizontal or vertical line again. Yeah, I know my words. They're very hard. Then I'm going to really rough in a couple simple trees. You can use a fan brush and turn your mistakes into birds. That sounds like a Bob Ross thing. But, yeah. And so, this stage, it's probably going to go pretty quick. And then I am going to have to let it dry because don't like working on wet. You can see how kind of wet this paper is and how sloppily I'm doing it. On purpose. I like the kind of happy mistakes and then working with them. Also, pro tip, crappy old socks make kind of crappy rags, but they're what I'm using, so there you go. And just go a little bit of that. Look, blending and technique. Yeah, look at that. Yum. Okay, now, keeping the sunglasses on the baby. I'm going to try and keep this palette as simple as possible, too. I don't want to keep adding a whole lot of colors at this point. I might a little bit later. I might throw a little bit of purple in there, because purple's cool. But for now, go for this. That's going to be the basis of the sunglasses. And the dragon, we're going to go green, which is kind of similar to the first one. We're going to try not to make it look quite as much like devil horns as the last time around. So, yeah, bear with me on this. Let's see here. That, I can probably drag it out a bit. Drag out a bit. Yeah, like I'm doing with this video. It'll be unnecessarily long, so if you watch till the end, thank you, and I'm sorry. But mostly thank you. Oh, and today's video is sponsored by me, because I don't have any sponsors, no viewers, but I do have whiskey. It's Bar and Tender Bourbon, I think, out of Minneapolis. One of my friends got me a bottle. If she's watching, hi Annie. I don't think she's watching because at the time of this filming, she's either a billion months pregnant or just had a baby. And either of which, you know, probably is going to take precedence in her life over watching this. Unless she's trying to lull the kid into sleep or has insomnia or something like that. So, in which case, yay, cheers. That's an awkward, ooh, look at that. Wah, 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 wah. Hey, I wonder if the autofocus will keep up. Probably not. I will look at this in editing. Anyways, this is a wet, sloppy mess. I'm going to add a little bit of paint to it, and I will be back once it's dry. Talk to you soon. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And yeah, welcome to the future. I kind of skipped ahead a little bit and added a little bit more paint because, well, I forgot to hit record. No, not really. Well, kind of, yes. But also I didn't want the video to be too crazy long. I think as it is, we're looking at probably a good half-hour video. So if you're still watching and still following along, thank you. I added a little bit more brick into this area. I kind of redid this guy a little bit. I added some wings and darkened the sunglasses and got blue paint everywhere. So, you know, I kind of blew myself. And yeah, now I added polyurethane, a layer on top of it, which isn't crazy traditional, but I like to do it because now I can take the Sharpie and I can start adding to the figure and go from there. This baby's kind of tough to do, honestly. He's capturing this like this is going to be a little hard. So I'm just going to draw, and I'll see what I can do. I think the more important thing is to capture the tone of the child and like make it fun instead of too evil, even though it's a dragon baby, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I darkened up these sunglasses quite a bit because they weren't sort of popping enough. I wanted them to be the focal point of this piece. And, well, part of that is because, well, I wanted people to focus on the baby. And, yeah. So I'm now adding just a little bit for the nose here because babies have tiny little noses. Nosies? Whatever. Nosy posies. And, yeah. This smile, I might darken in at some point, but I kind of like it bright and white like this. The original painting had it done a bit differently, and I don't think it worked out too crazy good, so now I'm doing it this way. Yeah, that's the thing with commission pieces. They're a little interesting, because people want you to paint your style, obviously, or they wouldn't have commissioned you to paint something, but at the same point, they tend to have an idea in their head, and like if you don't kind of at least capture some of it, it makes it a little interesting. And what happened this time around is just kind of a lack of communication. I should have asked Katie what she was thinking and gotten a few more details out of her, and I didn't. So it's my fault, and now we are kind of where we are. And I'm redoing it and trying to make it a little more baby, a happy dragon baby versus scary demon baby. So, yeah. I did add kind of feathery webbed ears, which I think makes it a little dragonish. And yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of scale to this chubby baby arm too, which I think will help make it read a little bit more like a dragon. And then yeah, this little guy's kind of just making a fist here, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, one of the problems with polyurethane is sometimes it doesn't work, it's not quite dry, and sometimes it kind of kills your Sharpie, which it killed that Sharpie. So, on to the next Sharpie, which I'm sure I have another one around here somewhere. Back with another Sharpie. Yeah, it's I want the hand and the baby to look like a nice chubby little baby without being too crazy about it. And one of the things I've sort of learned is like the more lines you add to things, the more it tends to age them. So I don't really want to make it an old looking baby. It's a little maybe bordering on that as anyways, but I'm gonna do what I can to kind of have that not be the case. So the little squiggly scales and a little bit here. So the ribbed chest for the scales. And yeah, a little chubby baby arm here. Let's see if I can not kill yet another Sharpie. No promises. But yeah, here's a baby hand. Oh yeah, and I added wings because nothing says dragon like feathery wings, right? Or feathery. Words are hard, people. Reptilian wings, webbed wings, whatever. You know what I meant. And if you didn't, well, I'm sorry that I'm not educating you on fake dragon baby anatomy. Yeah, I am learning quite a bit as I make this video. I'll probably change things up a little bit for future videos, and I might do a speed through montage and record the audio separately. For this, I'm going to leave it as it is because I think it's a learning experience for me, and maybe you'll get something out of it. If I'm really butchering things, feel free to tear me a new one in the comments. Actually, you know, no matter what, feel free to tear me a new one in the comments if you like. That's up to you. I'm not the boss of you. Okay, got a little bit of squiggles to these happy little trees in the background. Yeah. Nothing, I want to keep it sparse because I really want the baby to be pulled into the foreground here and have this line work back here be pretty minimal to sort of really reads as being further away. Having a little bit of the horizon line should help with that. And then I am going to kind of outline these bricks a little bit. Not a ton, but just a little to help really pull it all forward. And yeah, let's go for this. Here, chubby baby, chubby baby. Yeah, if you're still listening while I'm making those kind of noises to an inanimate dragon baby, well then you're a better person than I am, and I owe you a beverage. That said, at some point in these videos, I'll probably be doing video giveaways. I'm not going to do any on this first one because I don't think enough people are probably going to watch. But I did make a book a while back, and I have some copies of it, so I might give away a copy of that or two in the future. If that's of interest to you, let me know. And if you already have a book of mine and you want to win something, let me know too. I could probably give away an art print or something like that, or even custom stuff. Or if you wanted me to, yeah, look, okay. How many Sharpies can you kill? Be back in 2 more minutes. If I were a little more patient, I would let this polyurethane set a little bit more before adding this, and that would probably save me a few more Sharpies. But I'm really kind of motivated to get this done and get this video up and kind of go from there. So I'm going to keep plugging away. I've sacrificed a few Sharpies to the art gods. They might come back to life later. I don't know. I also have about 1 billion of them, so it's not the greatest thing in the world to use a few of them. Also, they're a whole lot of years old, and yeah, they probably would die soon anyways. Because that's the wage of nature. Things that are 1 billion years old die. There you go. My fortune cookie saying for the day. Yeah, so I'm almost trying to keep this again fast and loose. I think I'm almost done with this dragon baby. I do really want to pull him to the foreground, so I'm going to add a little bit more lineage, but I don't really, like I said, I don't want to add a ton because the more lines you add, I think the more it ages things, and I'm not trying to Benjamin Button this kid. So, you know, a few more reptilian squiggles, that, and I think we're almost good to go. There's a little bit here, just to, yeah, okay. You know what, yeah, I think, well, Hang on. That's almost done. Let me be right back with yet another little touch-up thing. Okay, so I'm back. I just wanted to add a little bit of white to the sunglasses. It's not really apparent in the photo because of the way it's photographed, but like having the sunglasses reflect a little bit of light, I think adds to the idea that they're sunglasses, and it really helped carry it home a little. So, geez, I really am being tough on these markers, but yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I'm going to quick take a photo of this, and then I'll be back and the final closing of the video. See you soon. Okay, so here we have the final piece. Like I said, I'll throw a photo up of it as well. Thank you all for watching. I know this one's a little rough. It's my first time out. It's my first time doing anything like this. So if you have any constructive criticism or non-constructive criticism or hate mail or anything you want to ask about, please leave it in the comments below. Hit the subscribe and like button. It will mean a lot. I'm going to use this channel to kind of motivate myself to paint, to practice some things, to do some wacky stuff. I'll probably end up showing you how I make t-shirts on my iPad and yeah, a few other things too. I've got kicking around a few other ideas I don't quite want to get into yet. But thank you again, and I appreciate you watching. Oh look, paint. Have a good night, or day, or whatever time it is whenever you watch this.